We're sitting here at Hawaii Judo Academy with Jake Kuwabara. He's 16 years old, goes to Roosevelt High School. We just picked him out of the crowd, wanted to pick his brain. He had a good competition this weekend. Like most interviews, kind of just start with, how did you get into Judo? How did you get into Jiu-Jitsu and grappling?
So when I was young, my dad wanted us to like stay out of trouble when we were young. So he just wanted to find some place to put us for like sports. So when my brothers were young, Brendan and Tyler Kuwabara, they're 3 years older than me. He used to put them in soccer, baseball, but eventually he put them into judo.
Okay.
And he was fishing buddies with Sensei Taylor. So when he heard like Sensei Taylor was running a dojo,
right,
he wanted to put us in there. And so when I eventually got old enough, I was also put into the system, and I've stayed with it until now.
Okay. How old were you when you started?
I think I was like around 5 years old.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's young.
Yeah, so like when like Sensei Corey was like still kind of competing.
Okay.
And like Sensei Aaron, who's not here with us now, but they and Sensei Manny and Sensei Kiko were the ones who like used to teach me.
Right.
Like all the little kid Joes, like the yeses and everything. Yeah.
So you're 16, but you have over 10 years of grappling.
Yeah.
So it's a little misleading, and you competed this weekend in a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yes.
So white belt bracket, I believe.
Yes.
Cleaned house.
Yeah.
How did you feel, because it's a different rule set, it's a different sport, how did you feel that your judo grappling ability translated to jiu-jitsu?
I feel like when for judo, you get to like certain positions. I feel comfortable in those positions, but like when you're on the ground in jiu-jitsu, there's like a lot more positions that you get into. So it's like harder to defend and like know what you're doing. But if I'm able to like fight out and get into like a judo position where I'm comfortable, I feel like I can do something from there. And that's what my game plan was, just to try to like use as much judo as I could instead of like jiu-jitsu where like the opponent was better than me.
Right. I think being able to funnel your opponent into your game is so key, and when we have not as experienced competitors, they don't understand it, so they just go out there and play. But because you've had, how many matches do you think in judo?
Probably like a couple hundred at least.
Okay, yeah. Like you have the experience to know like, hey, I'm gonna take it where I'm strong, and no one knows your game, especially the guy you're playing, but no one knows your game better than you.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I don't have to be better than you everywhere, I just gotta be better at you at what I'm already good at.
Yeah.
So I think just having that experience, like you probably have more overall matches than I have, and I compete quite a bit, but being able to go every weekend pretty much, right, during the season.
Yeah.
It's a great attribute, so take that if you're going to compete in other sports, whether it's wrestling or jiu-jitsu or anything else, MMA, take that experience, because that is so important later on.
Yeah.
How do you feel, let's talk about your competition or your judo with Roosevelt. So you train here during the off season?
Yeah, so I train here basically every day during the off season, and then during season I do double trainings. Where on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday I go to Roosevelt and I train, and then I come here and I train again.
So you're getting two different head coaches, inputs from both sides.
Yes.
How do you deal with, sometimes you're going to get difference of opinions or maybe conflicting information? How do you deal with that?
So that doesn't really happen because the Roosevelt head coach knows Sensei Taylor. And he knows like Sensei Taylor has like a big reputation in terms of like American judo. So he knows that like he respects anything that Sensei Taylor tells me, and if anything he lets me just play my own game in terms of like, you know, like, oh, if Sensei Taylor tells you to do this, then I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, because it's like he says that Sensei Taylor is like better than him, so
he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. I think when you get a coach like that, it's their awareness, and like Taylor's had you longer.
Yeah.
So he's had more time to formulate his game plan, understand what you're good at, what you're not good at.
Yeah.
And instead of the Roosevelt coach saying, hey, I'm gonna make you play the way I wanna play, I'm like, you're already good, let's just hone what you're doing, and then why don't you come and perform here. So kudos to him, and that's a great maturity and great perspective from him.
Yeah.
Besides judo and jiu-jitsu, what else are you into?
Well, I just like I play video games with my friends, obviously, yeah. And like sometimes I get yelled at by my parents because I stay up too late. But other than that, like my friends, they also do sports like basketball, track, football, all that kind of stuff. And I like watching it on TV too. So sometimes when my friends like ask me, oh, you want to go to the court and play basketball, or you want to throw around a ball, I'll be like, yeah, okay. And then we just like do that for a while. You know?
Any chance we're gonna see you cross over to a different sport?
Oh no, probably not.
What are your long-term goals in judo? Like, what are your aspirations? If everything goes exactly how you want it to go, what are you going to accomplish with judo?
I want to win states for Hawaii, states high school next year. And then if I can, I want to be able to win the nationals and then maybe compete at a few international tournaments. But I don't really have aspirations for the Olympics like how some of my teammates do. I feel like this is more just like if I feel like that what's it called? I have goals, but like I don't have like as high goals. I feel like I want to go to college and like work more of like a proper job, you know?
What would be your ideal proper job?
I want to major in finance, so I want to be like a financial, what's it called? Financial, like the person that tells you how to manage your...
Like an advisor? Or we're talking like a stockbroker?
No. Yeah, financial advisor.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I get to like help people out, you know, tell them like, oh, you should invest in this because right now it's small, but in the future it's probably going to be bigger, and maybe you shouldn't spend on this kind of thing, you know?
Don't max out your credit card, it's not a good thing. That's really good. So you have a grappling mentor with Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you have a financial mentor?
Do I have
a financial mentor, someone you look up to, or someone you just admire that's in the financial world?
I mean, my dad, he knows a lot about it. Well, maybe not a lot, but like he knows some stuff about it. I want to learn how to like manage stocks from him because he knows how to like invest in the stock market. He knows like how like the checks and all that kind of stuff works.
Yep.
And so I want to kind of learn that from him. And I'm hoping that maybe he can like teach me a few tricks along the way.
Okay, good. Do you tell your dad that you want to do this?
No, not yet.
I think you should definitely tell him if he already has expertise in it. I think he would really love to hear like, hey, Dad, I want to do what you want to do. My son is following in my career path. And from the perspective of a dad looking at his son, like it's such a proud moment. Like, man, I'm so glad you did this, and I didn't want to push onto him like, hey, you should do what I did because I know what I'm doing. And when he did it, I was like, oh, that's really cool. So next time you see your dad, give him a hug, be like, hey, man, like, I want to do what I look up to you in this aspect. I think he would really appreciate that.
Because like he majored in business. So he works at Hiko right now. So it's more of like he does more of a project manager kind of role. So it's not really related much with money. But like on the side, he manages our entire family. Like he manages like our stocks. He invests money into like Amazon, some other companies that I don't know about.
I hope he got in early.
Yeah.
I know the early investors at Amazon. You always hear the story like, whatever, Bezos' brother was like, here, I give you some money, and now he's like a billionaire or something. You're like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wish I had that going on. Oh, that's sweet, man. That's really nice. Okay, so besides sports, anything else, video games, anything else you're into?
I mean, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of
anything else?
No.
Okay, good. Don't get distracted with other things in life. There's always going to be distractions. If you have some goals, like working toward those goals in a very deliberate and conscious way, it'll get you really far.
Yeah.
Where would you want to go to college?
I would probably go to UH, but I would want to go to like a mainland college that has like a good business majoring teachers and stuff, so I can like, because I feel like in Hawaii there's not too many jobs for like what I want to do, like financial advisors and stuff. I feel like if I work on the mainland, there's more job opportunities, but I know that my parents said college on the mainland is going to be very expensive because I have to pay.
It will be.
I have to pay out-of-state tuition, so. I'm hoping I can get a scholarship for a college on the mainland and hopefully attend there.
Have you looked into judo scholarships or even possibly wrestling scholarships anywhere?
No, not really.
Not really.
I've more just been looking into like which college has like a high acceptance rate that I can get into that has also a good business major.
Okay.
That's not like really expensive.
Right.
So I've been looking at some. I saw this college, San Diego State, I think.
Okay.
Or no, San Jose State, one of those two.
San Jose State, okay.
And like it has like a high acceptance rate. It's like not really expensive. And I was checking out the majors and stuff. It offers like business. So I was thinking maybe that would be a good spot because California is still kind of close to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So
and there's probably a lot of local people in the area, so it's not going to be like a huge cultural shock.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I hope you pull that off. You have 1 year of school or 2 years of school left? High school.
I'm gonna be a senior next year, so 1 year school.
Okay. And have you already doing like, is this like SATs, ACTs? You've already started doing those?
I was planning to take the SAT this year.
Okay.
I took the ACT this school year.
Okay.
And I did pretty decent, I guess, on it.
Enough to get into college.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. It's always the worry, like, what did you get? You got a 4? Like, ooh, we got to work on this, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as it's good to get into college, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
You have the extracurricular activities. I know you said maybe job opportunities would be hard. Would you want to move back to Hawaii, or is there some area that you would actually, like another state or a city that you would actually ideally want to move to?
I mean, if possible, I'd like to stay home because I know like people here and everything, so it's like good. But like if a job opportunity opens up in Hawaii, I'd be willing to stay here.
Okay.
But I wouldn't really say there's any specific area that I would want to, if I have to go to the mainland, move to. It's just that anywhere that I feel that the job there is good. And
follow the jobs.
Yeah.
I did that. It took me all around the world, but they were like, "Hey, we'll hire you. Hey, we'll give you a job." I'm like, "I guess we're going here, right? Like, if you're gonna pay me to work, I'm gonna show up to work."
Yeah.
So I've had friends that didn't want to leave Hawaii, and I don't know if it was they just didn't want to, or they were scared, or whatever else. And I'm like, I'm gonna make it back eventually, and my plan is to at some point set down full-time roots in Hawaii again. But I knew for my career to go the way I wanted it to go, I kind of had to move around to follow where the jobs were. So I'm glad to hear that you're not scared and intimidated by moving somewhere else.
I mean, it's gonna be a big jump from being like reliant on your parents doing stuff to just doing everything on your own. But I feel like after a while, I feel like maybe I could learn how to do that myself and everything. So hopefully I can gain, because through that I'll gain not only just independence, but like I'll gain a lot of life skills,
Right.
Yeah. So
where have you traveled so far in your 16 years of living?
So I just this like spring, during March, I went to Japan.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So we're in Japan.
Yeah, for like a school related event.
Okay.
So that was pretty fun, and I learned how to be like more reliant kind of on myself, where it's like, oh, I have to manage my own money. I have to manage what I eat, where I eat,
right,
and what kind of like what's good, what's bad, how to like stay warm.
What time of year did you go out to Japan?
During like spring, but it was still like cold. It was
it's still cold up there.
It was like 50 degrees up there.
Yeah. What area did you go?
We went Tokyo, and we went like all around, like just like different, like Tokyo's a big city, so we went to like some of the smaller cities in Tokyo. Yeah.
What was your favorite part about Japan?
I think not really doing any activities were my favorite part, just being there with friends, because it's just like you're in a different country, new experience, and it's like you have at least people you can talk to, people you can rely on as well if you're like lost a little bit, and like if you're just with your friends, it's just that much better. Yeah, for sure. Did you get to train any judo or jiu-jitsu while you were in Japan? No. Because every single day the school was like had scheduled an activity for us to like either go shopping, go sightseeing, or just to do something. So I didn't really have a lot of free time in Japan, so I wasn't able to like go find somewhere to go train.
I think it has such a beautiful martial arts culture there. I mean, judo it started there, right? Jiu-Jitsu, I mean, for the most part, it started there. It traveled around, but like it started there.
Yeah.
But I love training there and seeing just the history of how it was created and how a lot of the tradition stayed there, the custom stayed there. I went to a gym once and the guy had been on the judo national team, you know, back, he was older than me. And so he taught the class and he just moved so gracefully and it's like he's showing the moves and I was like, man, it's just beautiful. We do the whole class, there's 30 of us on the mat and you know, we're done, we're sitting on the side of the wall, we're all talking and hanging out. This old guy just comes up and he just starts mopping the mats. And in Hawaii, what do, right? All the kids get up and we're like, oh, help. And he's like, no, it was my honor to teach you guys. Like, this is my dojo. Like, it's an honor you guys are here. Like, I'm cleaning up after you. Thank you for coming. And I'm like, the Hawaiian in me is like, hey, but I'm gonna help. And he was like, no, you sit on the side and you enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for training hard. Like, wow, that was cool. So
it's like different in Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when they like, it's like watching the purest form, you know, because it's like the birthplace of most of the martial arts.
Yeah.
So it's like you're watching it properly, you know, you're watching like proper technique, not just like some offshoot where it's like, oh, this I went to Brazil, this Brazilian guy taught me how to do this.
Yeah.
It could be the same move, but it just looks way different.
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool to see firsthand. Like you watch the videos or you see the documentaries and everything, but seeing it firsthand was like, wow, I get why people come here and just completely fall in love with the culture.
Yeah.
I don't have any other questions for you. Just really nice to sit down and talk with you. Is there anything you'd like to discuss?
No, not really.
Nothing.
No.
All right, well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.